Hey, kia ora, good morning, and welcome to Shake It Up Saturday. I am Helen Brahms, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling start to your Shake It Up Saturday. Yes, it is going to be an incredible day today. What do I have planned? I have no idea. Actually, I do. I have a couple of potential client meetings today, which is going to be awesome. But also, it's a day too. It's Shake It Up Saturday, and why do we have Shake It Up Saturday? Well, sometimes you need to just shake things up a little bit and step outside your comfort zone, do something you don't normally do, or just put on some crazy music. Excuse me. Put on some crazy music and just let loose with your dancing. Dance like nobody's watching. And that's one of my things that I love to do. Excuse me. I've been out walking outside and there's a lot of dust blowing around in the air out there. Um, so it's catching in the back of my throat right now. But I do have my kettle just boiled, so I'll be able to have a nice hot cup of lemon ginger and manuka honey tea. Yay! All those antioxidants in there. Totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Shake It Up Saturday. So Shake It Up Saturday is all about finding ways to step outside your comfort zone, finding something new to do that scares you just a little bit, that makes it just a little bit nervous. You get a little bit nervous about it. Like, if you're an adrenaline junkie, what's that next step that you can take to boost that adrenaline? If you're a non-adrenaline junkie, what's something that you can do just to give you just a little bit of boost on your adrenaline? Maybe it's walking a new trail that you've never done before. You're not sure if you have the skills to do it, but you've been walking trails for a while, but you've never attempted one particular trail for whatever reason. Maybe it could be that you didn't feel you were fit enough to do the course. Well, how about just starting the trail? If you don't finish it, that's okay. If it gets too much for you, you can always turn around and come back again. But at least you can say you gave it a go. It's taking those things that in life that just scare the crap out of us, that we want to do, but we are too afraid to get out there and get doing it. Um, it's taking those deep dark dreams that you have and taking a step towards achieving them. It's going after your dream, your. I tell you, dust just really messes with your mouth and what wants to come. It messes with the communication between the brain and the mouth. um, it's so Shake It Up is all about taking those deep dreams that we have and finding out what's involved in actually achieving them. It could be just doing something as simple as doing research, just going and researching. I want to, maybe a dream of yours could be to climb Kilimanjaro. What do I need to do to get ready for it? Just go Google, climbing Kilimanjaro and find out. I know there's two different tracks you can go up. One is easier than the other, but still some fitness level is required. So what do I need to do? So what do you need to do to achieve that fitness level to be able to go and make that climb? What climbs do you need to do before then to help prepare you for that? What exercises should you be doing to strengthen your body? What do you need to know about climbing mountain climbing? What skills do you need to develop? What classes could you take to help you get those skills? What trainers could you find to help you work on the strength and the endurance that you're going to need for that climb? And you don't just start out with going and climbing Kilimanjaro as that's what I want to do. You're going to have to take it in little steps along the way. Start with the physical fitness side of things, and the endurance, and then build it up, and then do small climbs up, local mountains and things, even just a hill, climbing to the top of a hill, and then just increasing your height each time. There's different ways that's out there that you can train for it, and there's plenty of information out there. You just got to find the right people to connect with that can help you train for the climbs, for the endurance, that can take you on the test climbs, to prepare you for that. Maybe your dream is to go scuba diving. What do you need to do to prep for scuba diving? There's plenty of scuba diving schools around that you can go to. What do you need to do? What particular area do you want to go scuba diving? And then go research that area and find out about scuba diving trips to that area. And then again, what steps do I need to take to get to that point where I can go scuba diving? Maybe it's to write a book. What's the first step of writing a book? Start writing. What do I write? Anything you like. It's just getting into the habit of writing, and the stories will flow. The ideas will come. You don't just sit there at a computer and go, I don't know what to write. And I will tell you this, I actually have a friend who is an author, a published author, and she writes amazing romance stories, and they have a little bit of suspense in them. I like those ones. But I said to her, I said, I've got all these characters in my head that are talking to me, telling me about themselves, telling me what they like to do, tell them about their problems that could easily be turned into books and all this. I said, where do I start? And she looked at me with a blank face and she said, just start by writing, "It was a dark and stormy night." And I looked at her and went, seriously? She went, yeah. She said, trust me. So I thought, okay, she's a trusted friend. I'm going to take her advice. And so I sat down and I wrote, "It was a dark and stormy night," and ended up writing this entire chapter, having a conversation with my main character about the fact that I was starting his story with something as cheesy, with such a cheesy line as "It was a dark and stormy night." And I said, and my response to that was, well, weren't you in the middle of a really bad storm? He's like, yeah. I said, wasn't it dark? He goes, it was the middle of the afternoon. I says, okay, so we change it from a dark and stormy night to a dark and stormy afternoon. It's not a problem. We can change these things. So I ended up having this whole conversation with the character, which was kind of fun. And out of that, I ended up writing another, what I thought was the beginning chapter of a book. And when I read it with my writing group, they all turned to me and they said, okay, this is really well written, but you've made the storm the main character. I'm like, what? And they said, yes, you've got other characters woven in there with some dialogue in there. They said, but the storm is the main character of this chapter. And I'm like, huh, how did I do that? So even just finding a meetup group to go that you can attend. Most meetups are meeting virtually these days anyway. So find a meetup group that's a writing group that you can go and join in. And they encourage, the one that I go to in San Diego is that, when I'm in San Diego, is we get together and we all bring along a piece we've written. And you don't have to have a piece every week. You can go several weeks before you bring a piece along. And we sit there with copies of each other's writings, and the person will read out what they've written, and we go through and we write in comments, corrections in words and grammar, sentence structure, question mark things where things just don't sound right when they get read out loud, because writing it down and then reading it aloud gives you a completely different perspective on things. And then we give each other feedback, and it's all done in a loving, gentle way. It's not like, oh, this is a piece of crap. It's like, hey, this wasn't bad, but, and they come through with their suggestions and stuff, and you take notes and you get back those copies that they've written on. And that's how I ended up writing my most amazing piece of flash fiction. That I'm still proud of. I haven't published it yet. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with that piece, but it's one of my most proudest pieces. Maybe one day I'll sit here and read it for you. Maybe I will do that. In fact, it might be a cool idea. Get on a Facebook Live and read my piece of flash fiction that I wrote. I'm quite proud of that piece. And I've already had a couple of other people. I've had a couple of trusted friends who have read it and given me their feedback, and they're like, and it was very good feedback too. So maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live where I just read that piece of flash fiction. It's just like 500 words, so it's not going to take long. Yeah, so, what is it that you want to do? And, do you want to learn the guitar? Do you want to learn to play the keyboard? Do you want to learn to play the drums? What are the steps that you have to do to take that? So start researching. If I want to do this, what do I do? Do that. The other way you can shake up your Saturday is put on just some fun, crazy music. And you'll know what it is because everybody has their own definition of their shake it up music, and just let loose and dance like nobody's watching you. And if you're in your house by yourself, then you definitely are. In my place, Zeffie watches. She just sort of like puts her head up, tucks her nose back down, like, oh my god, she's doing it again. Or she'll just sit there and just watch me. When I try to engage her, she just scampers away. Like, I'm not getting caught up in this craziness. So the other way is just getting your favorite tunes out that you like to shake it up to, and just let loose and do your dancing how you do your dancing, and don't give a crap what anybody thinks. You are who you are, and you dance how you dance. So just let loose by yourself like nobody's watching, and put your favorite tunes on and go for it. So that's it from me for this morning. Go have a super fantastic sparkling Shake It Up Saturday. I'm going to be putting some tunes on today. I have a couple of meetings today. Right now I'm going to go and have a nice hot cup of lemon ginger and manuka honey tea, followed by breakfast, because we only got up like an hour ago. Yeah, it was just over an hour ago we both actually woke up. I'm sort of like surprised we both slept as long as we did. But then I woke up around 3 o'clock in the morning, couldn't get back to sleep, so laid and read for a little bit and then got sleepy again, so went back to sleep and woke up, and it was just after 9 o'clock. And some obnoxious spam call came through, and Zeffie sits bolt upright and sits there, and you can tell that she still wasn't quite awake. She just has like the startled look on her face, and she just sat there and just kind of like swayed a little bit. So I just got to pet her for a little bit there, and then all of a sudden she was like, oh, and she like shook her head and jumped off the bed and went up to her window. And that was my cue. Okay, yeah, I think we better get up. She hasn't been out since like 7 o'clock last night, and this was just after 9 o'clock. So we went out for a walk. She got to meet Trixie. Played with her for a little bit, and we've arranged to go to the dog park, the big dog park tonight around 4:30. And there's going to be a new dog there. It's a golden retriever that loves other dogs and loves to play. Um, so Trixie's mum got to meet them today when they were out for their walk. So they've arranged to meet at the dog park at 4:30 this afternoon. So we're going to go along and let Zeffie loose and let her have some fun and run around. And maybe we'll end up doing tonight's live from the dog park, so you get to see the dogs all running around and having a blast. But anyway, whatever you do today, make it a super fantastic, sparkling day. If you want to shake up your world, go shake up your world. Go research those little things that you want to do but don't know where to start. Or even if it's something that scares you, like, do I really want to go do that? Go find out the details. Half the time we talk ourselves out of things in our heads because we're too afraid to go and research. But when we actually start the research, we figure out, oh, I could actually do that. So what is holding you back from just doing something as simple as research? Have a super fantastic, sparkly Shake It Up Saturday, and we'll catch you guys later today. He konera.